Hey, I'm CDiinky. Alrighty guys, in today's video we are going to be going over how you can hatch and raise and use your own red soldier ant buggy. These are pretty early in the game of Grounded 2. Let's go ahead and bring out our red soldier ants. These guys right here are necessities to build your base and to explore the park in the early game. These guys are super useful as they can go ahead and break grass and weed stems and carry them on their own person, so they can go ahead and help you build up your base. Now, how do we go ahead and get the red soldier ant? Well, first we are going to need to build the hatchery. If we do not have a hatchery, we cannot hatch our own buggies because they need some time to incubate. So as you can see here, we have the tier 1 red soldier ant buggy, and we are going to need to have a red soldier ant egg. And we're also going to need to have 2 grub hide, 3 sprig, and 1 acorn shell before we start hatching it. Make sure you have the required ingredients for the saddle before you start incubating your buggy. Now, you do get your buggy by doing a quest in the early game of Grounded 2, but there are multiple locations where you can go ahead and find red soldier ant eggs. And we're going to go over the 3 locations that you can find these guys and the best route to take to get the egg and to get out safely. So we're going to start off by going to the hatchery anthill in the north entrance. So it's just here in the map, just next to the snack bar front. So let's go ahead and jump to this location. So here we are in front of the north entrance of the nest, as you can see right here. We are currently getting attacked by some creatures. That's completely fine. We can go ahead and take them out ASAP. Now, I would highly recommend, once you grab the egg, you have roughly about 3 in-game days to incubate the egg, otherwise the egg turns rotten. So make sure you build your hatchery close by, or like you can get your hatchery in a decent amount of time before it goes rotten. Also, I would highly recommend you bring a torch while going down in here, because as you have your ant egg, you can't actually hit enemies, but you can hold out a torch. So let's go ahead and jump inside of the ant nest. While you're going down here, I would highly recommend taking out all of the soldier ants, so they give you an easier time to escape with the egg. But if you just follow the lights inside of the hatchery anthill, you should be fine. As you can see here, we have some soldier ants, so I'm just going to go ahead and take these guys out to make it easier for us to escape. We're going to go ahead and just follow the lights all the way down into the hatchery. This is the largest anthill to get the red ant eggs. There are other locations that have other eggs that are easier to obtain. So once again, we are going to turn right. We're going to follow the lights all the way down into the anthill. Not these red ant eggs. We are looking after the orange ones. We're going to go ahead and take the soldier ant out, just in case they do not attack us and harm us as we try to escape. There's going to be a ton of soldier ants inside of the hill, so just be careful about this one. This is the most risky location to get your soldier ant egg, so if you're going for any location, go ahead and maybe try out the other locations in this video. So there we go, we've taken out more of the soldier ants, so we're still going to run down the anthill. This anthill is absolutely massive. Still, once again, following the light all the way down into the bottom of the nest. And now, once we are here, you're going to come into this massive room with a bunch of lights, and there's going to be probably a soldier ant or a few red ants here. We're going to take this guy out straight away. He's going to block our attacks. And we're going to take him out. And as you can see, there is going to be a couple of red soldier ant eggs here. If you do not pick these up, these do not go rotten. If you pick it up and then drop it straight away and unload it, this will now turn rotten. So go ahead and pick up the one you've just picked up, because these 3 here will always stay non-rotten. This one will now go rotten because I've picked it up. So now, considering we have picked up the egg, we actually cannot attack at all. So now we're just going to go ahead and pick up the egg and run all the way out into the top of the hill. And we're going to bring this egg back to our hatchery safe and sound. And on the way out, we're just once again going to follow the lights. And because we have killed a bunch of the soldier ants, it should be quite easy to go ahead and get out of the nest. The work ants will aggro onto you as well, but those guys are pretty easy to take out. And if you did not know, if you're getting attacked by the ants, you actually do in fact drop your eggs. So you guys need to be careful about that one. So if you see an enemy get aggroed onto like a soldier ant or just a normal red ant, go ahead and drop the egg, because no matter what, if you get hit, you are going to drop the egg regardless. And now, once we have our egg, we can go ahead and run back to our base. But if you did not know, you can also go ahead and drop your egg, and it's always going to be marked no matter where you are on the map. So the hatchery anthill north entrance is going to be the first location for ant eggs. Now we're going to go ahead and go over to the easiest entrance to get eggs, in my opinion. It is going to be the toxic anthill east entrance, which is going to be just here in the grass games location, right next to the lamppost. So let's go to this location. So here we are outside of the toxic anthill east entrance. I saw 1 red soldier ant that I just took out quickly. As we see here, the light post and the anthill is right here. We're going to run inside, and this is going to be the easiest and fastest way to get your red soldier ants. All you're going to need to do is run straight, and honestly, In my times of getting red soldier ant eggs, there's been like maybe 1 or 2 soldier ants and 1 maybe worker ant, and that is it. Don't worry about this route, we're going to just run straight past. We're going to follow down into the anthill. As you can see here, we have 1 soldier ant. We're going to continue to run straight. And just like that, we're going to enter the room straight away. So much easier than the hatchery anthill, and we have 4 eggs right here. So what we can do, we can pick this bad boy up. The worker ants are going to attack us, but considering we aren't that deep inside the cave, let's drop our weapon here to take out this soldier ant. He's going to do a charge attack. We're going to stun him out of it, even though we just finished blocking. Take out the rest of the ants. Going to block this one attack. And that should be all the ants inside this anthill. And now all we need to do is run out of the anthill once again. And this is the easiest and most safe way to get your eggs. In my personal opinion, if you are wanting to get your very first soldier ant, I would go into this anthill. Because I know you need to walk a little bit further than usual. But like, as you can see here, we are already out to the anthill. And we only need to kill a couple of ants. And just like that, bang. We can now go back to home, go to our hatchery and hatch the egg, and it's just super duper easy, no sweat done. Now the final location where you guys can get your red soldier ant eggs is going to be up here in the top of the Pine Hill, and we are wanting to go to the spider den anthill in the north entrance. So here we are just outside of the spider den anthill. It is right next to the wormholes container with a bunch of spicy candy. We're going to go ahead and run into the cave with our torch out in hand. Now this cave is going to be infested with spiders and orb weaver juniors, and sometimes there might be a wolf spider that comes down here. I've had it encountered to me once. Other than that, he has not come down ever since. We're just going to run down the path. We're going to take out all these spiderlings that want to attack us. There are also some upgrade rocks, but this is going to be the most dangerous location, especially if you cannot parry your attacks, and there's just a lot of spiderlings in this cave. We're just going to run down and just keep taking these spiders out. There is just so many. Here is our first orb weaver. I'm going to take him out. Once again, we cannot see because it's dark. And just like that, we're going to keep running down into the anthill. And there's going to be more orb weaver juniors. And there's also some ants that do come down here as well. For some reason, they are also attacking us. I don't know why. I'm literally saving you from these spiders. And some soldier ants in this cave as well. So once you enter from this cave, you want to go out. You do not want to go straight because this just goes into the red ant queen's dead corpse. What you want to do is, if we do not get really interrupted by the red soldier ant, we'll take this guy out real quick. When you enter the anthill, or the spider den I should say, you want to go ahead and hook a right in this little corner. And you want to just head down straight, and you're going to come into this big open area where you're going to find 4 more of these soldier ant eggs. And also a bunch of the red ant eggs. This is probably the easiest location to get red ant eggs. There's like, what, maybe 12 here in this one location. So it's pretty easy to craft bombs. We're going to go ahead and get our little red ant soldier egg. And now we are going to run out of this anthill, or the spider anthill I should say. Now on the way out, it should be kind of safe considering you've already killed majority of the spiders. But some of them do respawn. And there is also a chance a wolf spider can come down here as well. It has happened to me once, and I got jump scared in that, as that was my very first time seeing a wolf spider. But it seems to be pretty clear, so the only threat is going down into the anthill, and then on your way out, it should be pretty safe. Just follow the path, and just like that, we are out of the anthill. Much easier than the hatchery, but not as easy as the toxic anthill. Now, once we have got our egg, let's go home to our hatchery, and we can go ahead and hatch this soldier ant. Alright, so we've now grabbed our egg from the anthill. We are now going to run home, and we are going to put it in the hatchery. But as you can see, we actually cannot hatch it yet, as we're going to need to have 1 acorn shell, 3 spring, and 2 grub hides. So let's bring it a little bit closer to our base and not get attacked by this one mosquito. I'm going to take this out, and this guy behind me, we're getting absolutely jumped by mosquitoes here. So now once we have our egg and our ingredients, we can now incubate the egg. And just like that, we have put the egg in, and we can go ahead and have a look at it. It says we have 12 hours of in-game time needed to hatch the soldier ant. Now, in this time, when your ant is like hatching from its egg, there is a wolf spider. That is not good. I do not know why. I don't know why I just got jumped. Alright, so now we've got that hiccup out of the way. As I said before I got really interrupted, while your soldier ant is hatching, I would highly recommend you make a ant nest, as this is where you can go ahead and have up to 6 ants at one time. And if you do not have the ant nest, you actually cannot get any more ants. Like, you can't hatch any more soldier ants or hatch any more of the orb weavers, because you are going to need to have a nest to deposit your buggy to bring one out. And now the nest only costs 6 clover leaves, 6 weed stems, 3 crude rope, and 1 acorn shell. It is pretty easy to craft. If you want to know a location where to find a bunch of acorn shells, I'm going to guess you guys are going to be in the early game area near the snack bar. The easiest way to go ahead and get a bunch of acorns is going to be in the bottom left part of the map next to this one oak tree. Now, if you wanted to, while the egg is also hatching, you can go ahead and go to bed, and it'll just speed up the time to hatch the egg, and the egg will be completely safe as you wake up in the morning. So now we have woken up, you hear a bell ring, and there is going to be, the egg is going to jump in the air, and we can now go ahead and hatch the egg. It doesn't hatch automatically like if you're away from the base. You'll need to come back to base to go ahead and retrieve it. Now, you cannot hatch the egg if you have another soldier in. As I said before, you're going to need to deposit that into a base. So we can go ahead and retrieve it, and just like that, we have our soldier ant just here. So now, once you have your ant, you can go ahead and chop a bunch of grass, and you can have up to 12 planks or weed stems on your person. As you can see, we can carry up a bunch. These guys are super duper good to build a base. As I said, I built this entire base using my old soldier ant. And also, it does have a gather mode, so wherever your crosshair is being placed, it will just pick up anything in the vicinity, only where your crosshair is being placed. And you can also recruit up to 2 soldier ants to go ahead and fight for you as well. These guys aren't the best when it comes to combat, but once you have them, you can explore the yard so much easier. And to be frankly, if you aren't rocking a soldier ant or another orb with a pet or something like that, and you're just running around the yard, I have no idea what you're doing. But that there is going to be the end of today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have enjoyed today's video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and heck, even a comment down below. I'd really appreciate that. Now, finally, a massive shout out to my channel members and my tier 3 members, Idiot Plays, Coco, The Stitchman, and Was. I appreciate you guys a lot. And yeah, with all that said, guys, I will catch you guys in the next video.